that configuration has turned to be good and raceable for these drivers. So let's see. We're coming to the start.
A couple of latecomers to the tail of the field trying to get in here right now. The pace car has pulled on off. We are about set to go. Looks like the final driver is finally able to get into position. Indeed, for the second time here on the weekend, we are at it. Green, green, green. Racing down into turn number 1, and a fantastic jump for Leonardo Scorpioni. Big enough. Oh, we got one driver going around, coming into the corner. Contact for the back has sent a driver around, and he has made contact with the Armco on the right side of the racetrack, right at the 100 mark board. Clear that out. Contact there in turn number 1. Looks to me like potentially one of the VRD cars from here. Not quite sure who. John doing the best he can with the
unfortunately, the rear of the car is facing us, and I can't see a number, so I can't tell you for sure.
So a driver is off. Now, they'll let them race as long as they can, very likely down into Thunder Valley. Maybe not quite that far, but give it some time. Nope, actually going to stop a little bit early on this one here. So and another driver's gone off. That is Weldon. That is Weldon on the yellow, off in turn number 1. Contact down into turn number 4. Weldon is out on the opening circuit as well. That's major damage there. As they were woeing it up, the yellow had come out. So we're definitely going to get a chance to have a look at the incidents we've just seen here on the opening lap. An inauspicious beginning to this one for sure. We had this kind of the same thing yesterday with some early contact. But that was first and foremost a shot there. Here's somebody's wing down there as well. So listen, let's start unpacking what we just saw here. We're going to begin, I believe, with the opening incident in turn number 1. Someone's going to have contact in the back because that car got shot back around. Look midway through the field there, right there. A driver tried to come across the bow. That was one of the D-Force cars getting into the number 77 of Matan Achatov. So yeah, indeed it was a VRD car. But yeah, one of the drivers was tucked right up behind, dove to the inside, and literally just cleared out the front, or essentially nose to gearbox or rear attenuator contact. And there's the shot there, as Weldon likely getting up off it, and one of the drivers jumping into the back of him. That, I think, was going to be probably Gonzalez into the back of Weldon. So, and then we ended up with a wing down in Thunder Valley as well. So let's say 3 different incidents to start the race here. Tough one for Matan Achatov, as I said before, his best qualifying effort of the year. John starting up there in the 6th spot, just a driver behind him. It might have been Liam Loiacono actually coming across the bow, catching the attenuator, and sending him into that clockwise loop.
Yeah, and Weldon's issue was just bad luck. The yellows had just come out, and as he saw them and checked up, somebody got into him from the rear and unfortunately spun him around. But both drivers appear to be okay. That's the good news. And they've already got the instant clear with Achatov here.
Yeah, and I thought that maybe wing damage to Weldon. We're seeing that as they're pulling him back out. That wing looks to be pretty intact. I don't know that they're going to be able to get him out enough. He's already down 1 lap, so he's probably going to be down another lap when they come back around. So difficult one here for Weldon. Again, you talked about it, John, that things can change in a matter of a race with 33 points up for grabs. So this is tough, very tough for Oliver Weldon, as we know. This is not at all what he was hoping to see here. Contact coming down into turn number 4. The yellows had just come out. We just kind of, I think, started to mention that. We just got the call ourselves on live timing from race control. And contact in the back, very likely Rodrigo Gonzalez coming down into the corner. I'm sure race control will be very quickly on that to get dialed in. No insight yet from race control on who potentially lost the wing. We'll have a look when they come back around. It looked to me like a blue front wing, so you wonder whether or not it might have been dislodged from Gonzalez from the contact with Weldon, right? So right. As they come back up here, John and I'll give us a good look visually as they come across start finish here. The AMR safety crew is getting themselves back to their position super quick because I think Weldon's back on track. There he is, yeah, at the tail of the field. So Weldon's already come back through. So we'll go at least one more round here. Let's have a look when they come through. There's going to be I'm assuming we're not going to have to do it because I would expect that driver will probably come down pit lane. We do have one driver, but the front wing is still there.
Yeah, but it's...
So that's Achatov.
Yeah, Achatov, the front wing is damaged, obviously, so they're going to have to replace the nose.
Now, Gonzalez. Yeah, they're going to bring him in here as well.
That's Rodrigo Gonzalez.
So there's the, we also got Weldon coming down pit lane. You can see that on your screen. You're watching home. The only damage looks to me like the rear of the race car, the wing. So they're going to go to work trying to get that repaired. But again, remember, he's already a lap down, is now into pit lane. Achetov a lap down. Thomas Nordquist was involved as well in that number 17. Again, starting 11th. Tough one for him. He's all the way back now into 18th spot. Connor Aspley started in 9th. He is 5th. The pole position motorsports driver out of O'Fallon, Missouri. Now up into P5. Brendan Cooley's moved up to 6th. Diego Guillat 7th. Hudson Potter, who started 15th, is 8th. Plus 7 on the opening lap with the chaos and all else that happened.
Gonzalez on his way back out.
Vilo Atala, who started 12th, gets himself up into 9th, and Rodrigo Gonzalez in 10th. But we know, again, at least one of the Gonzalez drivers was down pit lane.
That was the 18. It was Rodrigo. So.
Okay, so Rodrigo into pit lane, so he'll fall to the tail of the field as well. So let's move Patricio, his brother, now up into the 10th spot. JT Hoskins started 16th. He's probably going to be 12th, so it's going to be plus 4 on the opening lap for JT Hoskins. Man, a lot of action here on the opening circuit. A contact coming into turn number 1 with the driver getting into the back of Achetov. The nose to attenuator contact as the driver swept from right to left to try to get to the open part of the racetrack. That sent Achetov, obviously no fault of his own, into the right side Armco retaining wall. So he's out of the, well, I thought would have been out of the race. The severity of the contact, I'm surprised he was able to come back out. They've got him back on track. So shout out to everybody over in Italy from Tatis Race Cars for number 1 back at Road America. We tested 3 of them in a big way. 3 major wrecks at Road America. None though far here. Knock on wood again. And where's that wood you have done? But even the component parts, to have Achetov back out there is fantastic. Weldon's still on pit lane now, and he may be getting out of the car. I can't see it quite as of yet, but I don't know that they're going to be able to fix that. Now, I'm trying to find that front wing we're missing. Everybody on the racetrack has a wing. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, Weldon is out of the car. They're working on that rear wing, but I don't think... Yeah, they're going to go behind the wall.
Yeah, and one of the crew guys just climbed into the car.
Yeah,
to drive it back.
Yeah,
I'll tell you. So again, we talked about when we looked at the top 5, John. There was 5 drivers within 52 points. The second, third, and fourth drivers all within 5, and we said how much it can change on a dime, right? So here's Weldon rolling in here, 23 points back. Had it been a Scorpione that had the incident, it would be a big swing. Instead, it's the driver challenging, and he's going to come out of here with 1 or 2 points, maybe. Yeah. So this is definitely a blow to the championship aspirations for Oliver Weldon. That said, as we know, any one of the drivers in these top 5 could go on a winning streak through Road America and Portland and just march their way into the championship fight. So it's still wide open. Obviously, Ty Fisher, Joao Vergara, Liam Loiacono, all hoping to see if they can't get back into it. Fisher's more than happy to drive around here and lead a couple of laps, because if he holds on, he may be able to grab that most laps led. Our program awards 30 points for a race win. We also have 3 bonus points up for grabs. First, a bonus point for qualifying on the pole. Ty Fisher already has that. The second bonus point on a race comes from leading the most laps, and the third bonus point from the fastest lap of the race. Right now, Ty Fisher has all 3 of those. Started on the pole, he's led 3 laps, but it is a 20-lapper, long way to go, and he has the fastest lap of the race, which of course is nowhere close to being an actual fast lap. I don't think we ever really got, I think we got 1 lap from the green. So that will get changed very quickly. We end up with 18 drivers still on the lead lap. Achetov down a lap, and Weldon out of this race now. As we know, they're taking that car already back to pit lane. So Oliver Weldon will be officially classified in 20th. Not a great trip to Mid-Ohio, as he did not have a fantastic run yesterday either. Got shuffled back after going off track slightly. Here's your top 10, though. Fisher, Scorpione, Loiacono, Vergara, Aspley, top 5. Cooley, 6th. Guillat, 7th. Potter, 8th. Atala, 9th. Gonzalez, 10th. They'll work their way up now through the carousel to go back to green flag. No. Nope, we're going to do another one. All right, so being told here from race control that the field is not in their proper positions. So I guarantee you that the voice of race control, Jim Swintel, yeah, so we're trying to move some drivers around. Hudson Potter in the 25 Looks to be like much farther forward. So we're going to give you a re-rack when they come back around. They're moving some drivers around. There are some that are not in their correct positions. Not the easiest thing to do, because at that point you're trying to tell one driver to drop back, you move forward. It's a little bit of Tetris, and the drivers are only hearing it on the radio. They can't see, of course, any kind of a lineup. So they're doing the best they can to get them where they need to be right now. Fisher and a Scorpione 1-2. That's easy up front. But there's obviously some issues midway through the field as well. So burning another lap here. 4 down. It'll be 5 to go if we come back around. Thankfully, on an IndyCar weekend, we have a number of different timelines around the racetrack, so we can pick them up as they come through each one of those timelines to find out whether or not they're in the right position. Otherwise, we'd be waiting every time around to see where they were. We don't want that. Each one of these drivers anxious to get right back at it. Of course, they raced yesterday just before the USF 2000 event. Leonardo Scorpione with a big victory there.
This is the last of 4 races here at Mid-Ohio, two in June, and then the 2 rounds here. And, you know, we talk about the points battle. The remaining 2 rounds are both triple headers, so there's still 6 races to go. So, you know, there's lots of opportunity here. But Scorpione's got to stumble if these guys got any chance.
Well, yeah, you got to be the guy that goes into a Road America or a Portland with a great race car, right? You know, you'll go to some of these races and somebody's like, Zanella's obviously super fast here right now. Scorpione won 1. Does he win another one? Does he come through and sweep the weekend? Does Ty Fisher steal it away? So is Zanella quick? Well, you never know. Maybe you roll into the next race and it's the VRD drivers at Road America that are smoking fast. They win all 3. Well, anytime you sweep a weekend, even if the guy you're chasing finishes in second, you're walking away with another 24 points, right? Because you're up 5 on the points. You get all 3 bonus points. That's 8 points up a race. You could you could change a 24-point swing very quickly, even if the guy you're chasing finishes right behind you.
Ready for the restart.
Yeah, the pace car, as you can see, is bolted up and takes that left run off of the carousel. They're lining things up. Look at this. All these drivers kind of taking a little different run through the carousel here. Green flag finds it does early coming out of the corner. We're back at it. And in fact, Joao Vergara are going to go quickly after the 55 of a Scorpione. Great jump there. Vergara's going to go around the outside. That could potentially give an over-under. When you're pitched to the inside on the entry, you lose a little bit. You got to get off it a little more. Ty Fisher's going to be the benefactor here. He's going to be able to jet away. And you'll see it again, like yesterday. He has a big wide arc. 3 drivers coming in. Look at this move to the bottom of the racetrack. That's Vergara. Brendan Cooley on the outside there as well. Young Cooley trying to get it done. He's ready to pick up the pieces as well. Cooley got a pretty good run out of the corner too, I think, but he's going to get challenged from Loiacono behind him. Good stuff here. Fisher, Scorpione, Vergara, Loiacono. We've seen them battling at the front of the pack. This is the kind of first arrival for Brendan Cooley to be in the middle of the fight up front here as well. Right behind him is Diego Guillat, Aspley, Attila, and Gonzalez. Again, we'll give you a full field rundown when they come back around after that re-rack with the drivers who were out of position. Oh, big slide to the outside of turn 5. That, I believe, one of the Jay Howard cars trying to run on the outside of turn number 5, drop the wheel on the exit. Great quick hands to be able to keep that thing straight, John. You know this, if you drop it a little too far, that car, you can't save it, it's going around.
Exactly right, and Ty Fisher is getting away here as he has put in a great lap after this restart and has opened up a pretty comfortable advantage as they come onto the front straight away to complete race lap number 7.
Yeah, anytime you're a leader on a restart, all you want is them to battle behind you. Vergara has got it done. He has got to P2. Remember, we said this before. John and I talked about it in the broadcast yesterday. Really, all your job is, if you're thinking championship, is to beat the point leader, meaning you're closing yourself up. Always beat the point leader. Anybody around is fine, but beat that point leader. And Vergara, very aggressive on the opening lap, went to the outside there on the restart, was able to get it done. He goes to second. Third there is Scorpione. Fourth, Loiacono. Fifth is Cooley. Sixth, Guillat. Seventh, Attila. And think about Velo coming from 12th up into 7th, plus 5 now for Velo, the young Finnish driver, trying to keep himself in the championship discussion up into the 7th position. Gonzalez runs 8th, so the 2 D-Force cars, 7th and 8th. Connor Aspley in 9th, and Thomas Nordquist. I said he fell down the field. They re-racked. He is up into 10th again. So Thomas Nordquist up into the 10th position. Mid-pack battling, John. We're seeing it further back. Well, like I said before, as long as they're scrapping each other, I don't care where they are on the field. This is the development of the skill set we're trying to have here in the USF Pro Championships.
Scorpione's got to feel being ganged up on just a little bit because Loiacono is all over his rear wing and trying to put him back into 4th spot if he can.
John, what a difference a day makes. Yesterday, Scorpione was the man on the move, able to get by his teammate Fisher and come away with a race win. Now he's getting challenged big time. Look at this. Loiacono all over the gearbox coming through the carousel. And again, you're not making a pass to the carousel in 12 or 13 unless you're able to get to the inside, but you're not going to make it happen. That's more putting the pressure on, trying to force a mistake. Stay right with him. Can you make that mistake? So indeed, shout out to all the teams and the drivers who were able to get things reordered there after that incident. Everybody back into position. So got a call there from race control. Big congratulations there, getting it all done as quickly as possible.
Scorpione going defensive into the keyhole.
Yeah, you saw that, and he has to because Loiacono knows he needs to get himself there as well. Remember, beat the guy, beat the point leader, beat the point leader.
Exactly.
They're on the radio going, Liam, that's Leo right there. That's the point leader. Get him behind you. We need to get a couple of points here. Loiacono 52 points back. Yeah, Loiacono's going to throw it down the inside of turn number 5. Book it. He's through. Great pass there for Liam Loiacono. He goes into third. And here comes Cooley over the top of the hill thinking about Scorpione. You know, I'll tell you one thing, a little contact there in 6, John. You and I have talked about it. Every time we come to Mid-Ohio, it's kind of the start of the second half of our season, right? Road America and then Mid-Ohio. You're rookies, but maybe you're not rookies when you get to the end of the season, right? You've already run 3 race weekends. As one of the drivers has gone off, that was Guillot. Yeah, Guillot goes off in turn 9. A driver like Brendan Cooley now finds himself battling with a guy who's a second-year racer, the point leader. That's got to give him a lot of confidence, being right there with a guy that right now is leading the points.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Cooley's run here, as he is right up in the thick of it in the top 5.
And with that little error for Guillot, one of the good things for Brendan Cooley, and they'll get on the radio and tell him this, 0 challenge from behind now. Guillot 2.2 seconds behind Cooley after dropping a wheel. He's got Patricio Gonzalez now into his gearbox, so this is going to give Cooley an opportunity to focus forward and not have to worry about the driver behind him. You see the gap between the red and black machine of Cooley all the way back to Guillot there in that number 12 electrolit machine.
Patricio Gonzalez right behind Guillot, so that's a nice close battle as well. The Finn Vilo Atala right behind him. And then Chase Fernandez on debut here this weekend. Thomas Nordquist rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, good to see Chase running up there in the top 10. Didn't have the great start to the weekend. They had some mechanical issues in the first test session. So a driver who's come in here with very limited track time here at Mid-Ohio, a facility that you really need to kind of really become intimate with to be able to get a good feel for it. We've been here a lot this year already, right? We did a couple of test days, official test days. The juniors already had a full, doubleheader weekend. So everybody that Chase Fernandez is racing has had a lot of time here at Mid-Ohio. So he's been behind the 8 ball from the get-go. But the British F4 driver running now up into the 9th position. Great drive for the Englishman.
Yeah, that battle for 6th is a good one, man. Guillot and Gonzalez nose to tail here. As Gonzalez, I'm probably still trying to recover a little bit from that off course, as the battle at the front is getting closer too.
You're right on, John. I was just thinking that. I'm like, I remember talking to Joao Vergara after the weekend when we were here in June. He won the first race. He was on the podium in the second race, but he was smiling about coming back. I said, hey, are you excited about coming back here again? He goes, yeah, listen, we got a great race car here. I know we have a fast car, so this is really going to work out for us. So he knew coming in, he had confidence that the car was going to be good. And again, he was on the podium yesterday and is lining up for a podium today and a potential opportunity to chase down Ty Fisher to go back at him. So really good stuff here now. So we have 18 drivers still on the lead lap. There's the gap right now. That's first, second, third, and fourth. That is Fisher, Vergara, Loiacono, and Scorpione. Cooley now about a second behind Scorpione. He was about 4/10 slower that last time by, but he was significantly quicker than the battle between Guillot and Gonzalez. So, big slider there. Nice save further back. I think that was potentially Emma Scarborough battling it out with her teammate Hudson Potter. And John, let's talk about that. Obviously, the reconfiguration of turn 4, losing a bit of banking, everything they did to kind of raise up and level the track to China Beach. There's not that kind of drop-off coming over. We've seen in at least our categories already so far, I want to say 3 or 4 recoveries where a driver went far enough off and you may have slid in or went over and down into Thunder Valley, or into China Beach, but instead you've been able to bring the car back onto the racetrack. And I think that's fantastic for our young drivers for sure. They're not finding themselves at the back of the pack.
We've seen that throughout the day, even with the Indy cars and the Indy Next drivers here. Cars getting off in that section of the racetrack and able to drive through it and get right back on. So yeah, we're not recovering cars from the beach nearly as much as we did before.
Driver into pit lane right now. That is the number 9 of J.T. Hoskins. His weekend not going well, losing the front wing off of that. The driver with that incident at Road America was coming in here hoping for a great weekend. I'll say this, J.T., again, the wreck he had at Road America was the worst wreck I have seen in the 15 years that I've been announcing for this series since 2010. It was a nasty wreck. Again, kudos to the car manufacturer, our builder, Tatis. They just did a fantastic job. The Halo, of course, that coming in 2022. But for JT to get here, come back, and not only get comfortable in the car, but engage in a bunch of battles, really get himself back into it, I think that was key for him. He wanted to get back in the race car, did that. I hate to see him having an issue here, having to come into pit lane. So he'll drop to the tail of the field here. And likely will lose a lap if they try to get that wing on. This isn't an issue where you have something at Road America and you got a long time for the drivers to come back around. This track here at a minute and 26 seconds, you're going to lose a lap when you come to pit lane. And here comes the field around on him. I'll say this, a lap ago, you and I were talking about the fact that Vergara had closed up on Fisher. This time Fisher drops down to 125.985. Vergara 126.2. He loses a couple of tenths to Loiacono. So Vergara, who looked like he was on the move and potentially ready to fight over the second half of this 20-lap race, John, he's lost a bunch of ground. It's 1.4 seconds again for Fisher.
Yeah, Loiacono's the guy on the move.
Liam Loiacono winning in a very wet race here back in June, showing his prowess in that tough conditions, coming away with his first win as a USF Juniors driver.
Started outside of row 4, already up into 3rd and challenging for 2nd, so that's a great run for him.
An issue with Connor Aspley as well. Remember, he was in the top 10 running in the 9th spot. He just came across the line, so all the way down into 17th position. So that's going to move Chase Fernando. It's going to move Thomas Nordqvist into 10th. Kaylee Countryman goes up into 11th. Michael Succo to 12th. So 19th to 12th for Succo. A great run for the Alabama driver, plus 7. Emma Scarborough to 13th. Hudson Potter 14th. Rodrigo Gonzalez 15th. 16th is Matty Collar, and 17th is Connor Aspley. And again, they have the front wing on the car of JT Hoskins. He's back on track. Being told we have an issue with a driver in turn number 5. Someone's gone on into the barrier, potentially into the barrier in turn number 5. Could be the 17 of Thomas Nordqvist. So a top 10 run for Thomas Nordqvist. Looks like it could be gone. We haven't seen a shot of it yet, just getting that call from race control. We'll get a better look at it, having a look to see if we see the yellow flags coming. Yeah, so Nordqvist is pulling away just to the left side of the screen there. Looking, we can see the direct line into the tower, the starting stand, see if they're going to pull those yellows out. Is Aaron Likens going to yank him? No, he's back on the racetrack. So Thomas Nordqvist went off, but back on track. So those yellows are going to stay in. We're going to stay green here. Thomas Nordqvist, who went off on the outside of turn number 5, potentially to be in contact with the barrier, able to continue, got back out onto the racetrack, and continues. So 12 laps down as we fight it back into turn number 4 and 5. Fisher, Vergara, Loiacono, Scorpioni, and Cooley. 4 seconds back to Diego Guillot running in 6th. He's now is kind of leading the train here with Gonzalez, Autola, Fernandez, and then Kaylee Countryman about 8 tenths back. Move Kaylee Countryman now up into the top 10. Countryman started 13th, fell back to probably 16th or 17th, and has worked her way back forward. So currently Kaylee in that 10th position. In pit lane comes the 17 of Thomas Nordqvist. They'll have a look at that machine, check it over to see if he can get back out on track, get more laps.
One thing they check, especially if he's making a run through the grass, is make sure he hasn't collected any grass in those radiator inlets, because these engines will overheat very quickly.
Yeah, the last thing you need to do is plug up those radiators. Bang on, John. Let's see how they play out here now, because the best battle, I think, on the racetrack is from Guillot back on to the top 10. Guillot, Gonzalez, Autola, Fernandez, and Countryman. Last time by, let's look at the lap times. Guillot did a 126.2, as did Gonzalez, as did Autola. Fernandez 126 flat. He's 4 tenths back. He has caught the tail of that group as well. Countryman did a 126.2. She's running the same lap times as those drivers. The top 4 all running 125s, mid 125s, 6s, 7s. A Scorpioni actually just went purple with a 125.531. So trying to grab another bonus point there. Let's say this for Ty Fisher. Pole position bonus point. He's now led the most laps as well. Great battle further back here right now, as we can see the fight with Loiacono, Scorpioni, and Vergara.
Loiacono's around Vergara.
He did.
Second, yeah. Here comes the Scorpioni right behind him.
So you wonder what happened here with Vergara, because he came out of the gate very strongly, John. You picked up the fact that he was closing up on Ty Fisher. He has faded a little bit here, back into the clutches of Loiacono, eventually succeeding that position. Now he's going to have to get challenged here by Leonardo Scorpioni. Scorpioni can kind of play it a little bit cool here right now. He knows where he is in terms of the points. He's got a good gap of 23 over Weldon, 26 over Fisher. Weldon, who's going to finish at the very tail of the field, is going to drop very likely out of the top 3 in terms of the points, with Vergara and Loiacono right there. He won't fall back onto 5th, but he may go to P4 at the end of the weekend. But the Scorpioni, with a bit of breathing room, doesn't need to get too crazy here right now, although the driver's in front of him. All 3 of them are the ones that are chasing him in the points right now, so we'll see how it plays out. Fisher looking to get yet another win, though. This would be his 3rd win on the season. 1 at NOLA Motorsports Park, 1 at Barber as well. Did not get a victory at our last trip here to Mid-Ohio, so it'll be his 3rd win of the season if he's able to bring it home. Still 6 laps to go for the young British Columbia Canadian driver. He's got a good lead, though, 2.3 seconds. That is comfortable here at Mid-Ohio, no doubt about it, especially when there's a fight going behind you. That's what you want. Get away, let the rest of the guys behind you battle for those positions within the top 3 to get onto the podium.
That's what any driver likes to see in his mirrors, is the guys battling behind him.
Yeah, there's that scrap we saw a little back. It's really starting to line up. We're going to pick that up again. Coming through there, that's Guillot in 6th, Gonzalez 7th, Attila 8th, Fernandez in 9th. Now, Kaylee Countryman losing a bit of ground here right now, a couple of tenths of a second a lap. She's 1.4 back of that 4-car battle, but she's got 2.2 seconds on Michael Suko. So if Countryman holds position now, she'll be able to bring home a top 10 finish.
Nordquist back in the pits. Obviously, they're still having some issues with that car.
There's that battle. Let's talk further back, 6 back. There's Countryman there as well. She's actually not that far back. If they start scrapping, she may be able to get into the fight, but she just doesn't have the outright pace of them right now. When they come back across, let's look at lap times for that group. Yeah, 25.9 for Guillot, 26 flat, 25.9, 26 flat, and a 26.1 for Countryman. So a tenth off, a couple of tenths off. She's still got great pace here. There's Countryman there rolling through. Then the next group with Suko, Scarborough, Potter, Gonzalez right there as well. Ty Fisher looking at race win number 3. 5 laps still to go, and we've got a great day for you here in the USF Pro Championships. Those of you at home can tune into a bunch of races, 4 total. We'll have our first of 2 USF Pro 2000 races rolling out here. All of driver intros at 11:45 later on this morning. We have our autograph sections as well, folks. If you want to meet these USF Juniors drivers, the autograph section in the middle paddock right by the gift shop. 1:30 for USF Juniors, 2 o'clock for USF 2000, and 2:30 for USF Pro 2000. If you're walking through the paddock, you won't miss us. We'll be right there for you. Get a chance to come and meet the future stars of the NTT IndyCar Series. We talked about the bonus points, John. Ty Fisher just went P1 in terms of pace, so he's got the fastest lap of the race as well, going purple. So that's 3 bonus points. This would be a 33-point run for Ty Fisher. Talk about closing the gap up on your teammate, who now runs in 4th position. This would be huge. Being told that pack we were watching, one driver potentially went around the 15 of Patricio Gonzalez with a spin. We'll see as they come back around here. Yeah, so that's going to move everybody up. That's going to move Fernandez, Attila to 7th, Fernandez to 8th, Countryman to 9th, and Michael Suko into the top 10. So Gonzalez went around in the 15. They were pushing hard, John. That is all battling for that position in the top 10. And again, time and time again, we talk about the fact this track, you have to be on top of the race car all the time. It doesn't take much with all these, where the car gets light, over 5, over 9. You can loop these cars around pretty quickly.
Exactly. It just takes a tiny little miscalculation, and you can find yourself going around.
Ty Fisher leading by 2.7 seconds, 4 laps remaining to get his 3rd win of the season. And again, talking about trying to close up on the points as well. This could be very big for him now. I'm thinking something like a 14-point swing, 33 points. I believe it's 19 points for 4th. So that would be a 14-point swing. And he's back by 26. Mac, it could be just 12 points leading Mid-Ohio. Drivers dropping wheels, dusting them up, coming out of that corner. That's that battle we talked further back. That is now 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Kaylee Countryman in 9th. She's not done. She's closed up on Chase Fernandez as well. Leaders across the line. Through 1 already. Again, you wonder whether or not Scorpioni thinks about getting aggressive here now, or do you just bank the points and move on to the next weekend, leaving with you and your teammate Ty Fisher sitting 1-2 going to Road America.
I know.
We do have a chance to have a look at the spin, folks, for Patricio Gonzalez. Let's have a little look at that great battle we had going from 6th on back to 10th. Here's the spin here, coming down the bottom. He got outside the rubber, coming through turn number 6.
Yep.
Talk about evasive maneuvers from everybody else coming through. But John, again, what did you say? Just a little miscalculation, a little miscue. He was just a little bit wide, didn't get it turned into the apex of turn 6. You get the wheels on the outside of the rubber. Remember, one of the things we haven't talked about yet was the fact that these drivers, for the first time on the weekend, having to deal with IndyCar rubber as well. Just a little miscue out of the marbles of turn number 6, and around it went.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to do the crossover maneuver as he came down the hill from 5. He was going to try to go around the outside of 6. He got out of the groove and just didn't have enough grip to keep it pointed the right direction.
And is that not one of the worst feelings in the car when you're driving? All of a sudden you start to lose the rear, like, no. Please.
Not here.
Oh, man. And then, of course, as we said, spun all the way across. Great job. Shout out to both Attila and Fernandez to be able to kind of split him to see where he was, to not get collected. Kaylee Countryman came through just enough to keep the car to the inside of turn number 7. 2.6 seconds the lead now for Ty Fisher. Liam Loiacono runs in second. Joao Vergara third. Leonardo Scorpioni. 2 laps remaining. Let's just take a little bit of time right now to give a shout out to Brendan Cooley, the young driver. His brother Evan, running in the USF 2000 program, did a one-off last year at Road America in juniors, just to get a feel for it, test the waters. Raced a couple of weeks ago at Road America as well. And I'll say this: his teammate at Road America, Jack Jeffers, had a big wreck. Went on the outside of turn number 1, got to the wall. They didn't have a spare car for him for race number 2. Jack's in a championship battle. Brendan elected to step out of his car, give his car to his teammate Jack to race. Talk about a teammate in the show of character. Boy. And this is karma coming back to get you right now. What a great run for Brendan Cooley. His best of the year so far, looking to bring it home P5.
The battle for 3rd is not done. Vergara and Scorpioni, nose to tail.
Who's going to come away with it right now? It is Zanella, Jay Howard, and VRD. 3 different teams would be on the top star on the podium here. But again, as John said, we're not done. Leonardo Scorpioni would like to make it 2 Zanella cars on the front row, or on the podium. But he's not that close right now. I think he's been in it. Last time by, he was off by 0.2 of a second. As they come back across the line, how much did he lose or gain?
I think he may have lost a little, because if memory serves, he was closer when he came by last time.
That is 2 laps where he's lost 0.2 of a second each lap. Yeah, a 25.3 to a 25.5. So he's lost a couple of tenths of a second in the last couple of laps. You wonder whether or not he's kind of settling in with a race car. No, but he pushes hard, gets down to the apex of the keyhole, turn 2. So he's still pushing. White flag has been shown to Ty Fisher, trying to come home with a race win. His 3rd of the season will close him to, I believe, unofficially within 12 points of the championship leader, his teammate Leonardo Scorpioni. This is the fight to the end. Scorpioni trying to get by, as we said. Can he get that final spot on the podium? Didn't get it done over in 4 or 5. From there, the pickings are very slim to try to make an overtake. You really have to get it done in 1, 2, or 5, or 4 or 5. Pretty much a cruise to the end for the 3 drivers up front here. Ty Fisher with 2.5 seconds. This kid's been a revelation coming out of the gate, folks. A young driver who was one of the top national go-kart racers in North America for the last couple of years. Really excelled in 2024. Making the move to USF Juniors in 2025, and right out of the gate, this guy now has 3 wins into the stretch run of the season. Ty Fisher is going to win race number 2 for USF Juniors at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course and move to 2nd in the championship standings. Ty Fisher with the win by 2.5 seconds. Liam Loiacono finishes in 2nd. Joao Vergara in 3rd. So 3 different teams on the top steps of the podium. Leonardo Scorpioni, the point leader, coming in, but the 3 of the 4 drivers chasing him just beat him on the racetrack. Talk about tightening things up at the top of the championship standings. Big top 5 for Brendan Cooley, the young driver to Illinois. Will be happy with that one. Diego Guillat coming home in 6th, getting chased all race long by Vilo Attila. Chase Fernandez coming home in 8th in his debut weekend. Congratulations to Chase there. Great drive for the British F4 driver. He ends up P8. Kaylee Countryman in the top 10 as well. That's where she was throughout Thursday in testing. Issues in qualifying in yesterday's race. but paying off with a 9th place finish, both exclusive Autosport cars in the top 10 here today. Michael Suko, all the way from the tail of the field, 19th to 10th, +9 for Michael Suko into the top 10. Shout out to him on a fantastic run. Well, John, I'll let you go through the results. I'll head down to Victory Lane right now. We're going to wrap that one up. And again, folks, just so you know, lots of racing still to come. USF Pro 2000 at 11:55. And then after everything's done this afternoon, we've got a USF 2000 race at 4:20 and a USF Pro 2000 wrapping of their doubleheader at 5:50.
Rob make his way down to the podium to greet Ty Fisher, Liam Loiacono, and Joao Vergoa, your top 3 finishers. With the points leader, Leonardo Scorpioni, salvaging a 4th place finish. Brendan Cooley, like Rob said, driving the day for sure, up into 5th spot. That's a great finish for him, career best finish, I think, so far. Diego Guillo able to hang on to that 6th position, but Vilo Attila, the Finn, in the 14 car, made a nice charge at the end, up into 7th spot. Chase Fernandez on debut this weekend, comes home in 8th. Kaylee Countryman, a great run for her, finishing in 9th spot. Michael Suko also has a great run, as Rob was saying. Rodrigo Gonzalez takes home the 11th place finish. Hudson Potter finishing in 12th. Emma Scarborough, a good run into 13th. Patricio Gonzalez in 14th after that spin. Connor Aspley in the 27, finishing in 15th. Matty Coloran finishing in the 16th spot. Achatov unfortunately got caught up in that first lap incident, so he finished a lap down, as did J.D. Hoskins. Thomas Nordquist in and out of the pit several times, and Oliver Weldon unfortunately unable to continue after that off on the first lap down at turn 4, just as the double yellow flags came out. As we got a bit of a traffic jam here on pit lane, as some of the Indy car teams getting ready to head onto the pit lane. And we need to get these cars back into the paddock and get the winning car into victory circle. Ty Fisher is already there, you can see, getting congratulations from his Zanella crew. And he has closed down the points battle. He and Joao Vergara doing what they needed to do to keep Leonardo Scorpioni, the points leader, behind him. And so a bit of a swing in the points here. Just what these drivers need moving into the final 2 rounds of the season, with a triple header at Road America and a triple header at Portland to wrap up the season. Third win on the season for Ty Fisher as he climbs out and celebrates that well-deserved victory from the pole. Set the fastest lap, led the most laps, maximum points for Ty Fisher. He gets a big hug from his crew. Great job for Zanella Racing as well, putting that man atop the podium, doing what he needs to do to make that points battle get even a little bit closer. As Rob said, for those of you here at the racetrack, Indy cars are next up for their practice session. We've got autograph sessions coming up. These drivers will be signing autographs.
John, thank you very much. Indeed, ready to go here with the second podium of the weekend for the USF Juniors, all part of the PFC Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio. These drivers, as we know, all focused on trying to make their way to the NTT IndyCar Series, the first rung of the USF Pro Championships presented by Continental Tire. Let's get things underway. Bring up the driver finishing in the 3rd spot today from VRD Racing, Joao Vergara. All of these drivers making up points on the leader, Leonardo Scorpioni. He finished in the 4th position. Finishing in 2nd, some big moves coming forward. He was a winner here in the wet back in June at Mid-Ohio. 2nd place today for Jay Howard Driver Development. A round of applause for Liam Loiacono. On the move for sure, coming up through the field. But again, you got to win races if you want to try to get to the championship lead. This driver doing a tremendous job. His 3rd win of the season, closing the championship points unofficially to 12 markers. Put your hands together. The winner today, Ty Fisher. Ty, I'm sure you felt a bit of pressure yesterday. Your teammates stepped up and got a victory. You had a little bit of a gap back. How important was this win, do you think, in your championship chase?
It was really important. Yesterday, I thought I had the win. I had really good pace, but I made a mistake on the restart and learned from it today and was able to keep the lead for the whole race.
One of the things, obviously, getting bonus points is crucial, right? You had the most laps led, you had the pole. At the very end, you got the fastest lap. Was the car getting better?
Yeah, like halfway through, the car was on rails. I was flying every turn with the IndyCar grip. It was crazy how fast it was, and the car was really good. The team did an amazing job setting it up.
Who do you want to thank today?
My whole team, Ernie, Naka, Victor, my dad, my mechanic, everybody. Yeah.
Congratulations, man. Get on top of the podium. He's a winner for the third time on the season, folks. Ty Fisher from Canada and Zanella Racing coming away with the victory here. And again, the championship chase tightens up. As I said, the point leader coming in, Leonardo Scorpioni, finished fourth on the road. The drivers that are challenging him, 3 of the 4, able to get onto the podium and make up points. Only Oliver Weldon with that issue on the opening lap that saw him damage his rear wing and eventually finished in the tail of the field in 20th. These 3 drivers up here able to gain points on the leader to tighten things up as we head to a triple header weekend at the end of July at Road America. Lots of racing still to do. Triple header at Road America and then the triple header finale at Portland in the middle of August. We'll find out who comes away with a scholarship worth $405,000 to move to USF 2000 in 2026. Again, there is so much talent in this program right now. And you heard from Ty Fisher straight up that he made some mistakes yesterday on the restarts, learned from them, and was able to apply that today. And that is what we're talking about. This is a driver development series where the drivers do make mistakes, and when they do, they learn from them. And as we've all heard before, you learn more from your failures than you do your successes. And indeed, indicative of the performance today for Ty Fisher from Zanella Racing as he comes away with an absolutely stellar green to checker, flag to flag win. Excellent job for him. We'll push that car back out of the way. We'll bring some, as I call it, age appropriate sparkling beverage onto the podium. Everybody is on the way, boys. Go get it, grip it and rip it. Let's grab that bubbly and get things underway. Celebration, 3 different teams on the podium here as well. The winner is Zanella. Second place, Jay Howard, driver development. Third place, VRD Racing. That's how tight it is, not only with the success and the skills of our drivers here in USF Juniors, but also the teams as well. So much quality in terms of the teams within our paddock. Folks, that wraps things up for the race here today. 3 more to go, as I said. 2 USF Pro 2000 races on the docket for today. We'll have the second of 3 races for USF 2000 as they wrap up their weekend tomorrow morning. But that will wrap things up for this broadcast here. Those of you around the racetrack, hope you're enjoying a fantastic morning. It is going to be a great day here at Mid-Ohio. And those of you at home tuning into the USF Pro Championships YouTube channel or watching on our mobile app, we hope you enjoyed the morning, and we'll be back for 3 more races on the docket here today. Thanks for tuning in, folks. On behalf of Anderson Promotions and Continental Tire, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.
Celebrate!